For our videos, we are going to import about a 30-second chunk of a song. The file format needs to be MP3. We are going to use iTunes to do this process. We're doing that because it's free, available to everyone, and it's pretty easy to do this process inside of iTunes. It doesn't matter if the song that you start with is, for example, an AAC file as opposed to MP3. You just need to follow the directions here, and I'll show you how to get it to become an MP3. One thing that is important, it needs to be an unrestricted file. Years ago, you used to buy MP3 or AAC files, and they were only licensed for certain computers. Most companies have done away with that. But if you're trying to do it from an old song, you may have to buy a new version of it from iTunes or Amazon or whatever. In fact, I would just suggest one of the easier places or cheaper places, and they usually give you an MP3 version to start with. But again, that's really not that important. So the first thing that we need to do is go to the preferences in iTunes. Now, if you're following along on a PC, you'll find it under Edit, but in a Mac, it's under iTunes. Preferences, and we're going to change the import settings. Now, this doesn't matter whether you're actually importing your music from a CD or you're working right from iTunes with already imported music. You'll see why soon enough. But we click on the import settings here, and I'm under the General tab is selected. And what we want to do is import using, now you may have AAC chosen by default. Make sure that it becomes MP3 encoder, and then under settings you want 128 good quality, and that does it in there. Click OK, click OK again. Now at this point, if you don't have any music in your iTunes, you could either buy a track, import it in there, or just simply insert a CD in your machine. And with iTunes open, it should ask you if you want to rip that file or rip that CD, and the songs will show up inside of iTunes. It's important at this point that you've listened to your song enough times that you know exactly where that 25 to 35 second chunk of music is that you want. So you would have that written down, and then you're going to right click on the song that you want to work with, and you are going to get a contextual menu that comes up here, and you're going to go to Get Info. When Get Info comes up, you have a couple different tabs at the top. We want Options, and then you're going to enter in the start and stop times. So let's say, for example, I listened to this song and I said that it is from 2:51 to 3:21 is my 30-second chunk, and then I just click on OK. Now, I have not hurt the song in any way. All I've done is changed where it's going to start playing from. So if I just click on this song now to get it to play, it's going to start at 2:51, and then it would play through to 21, and then it would go to the next song, or if it was on loop, it would repeat from there. Now we are going to create a second version of this song. All we have to do, and let me just stress, it's important that you set up those preferences earlier that I explained, but we're just going to right click on here, and now we're going to go down to Create MP3 Version. So if you're not seeing this option, it's because you didn't do those steps earlier. Click on that, and what we're going to see happen is a new version of the song shows up, and that song is 30 seconds long. And now if we click on this song, it's going to play that 30-second chunk of the song that we wanted. Now, an easy way, rather than trying to search for where iTunes decided to save this song, is simply drag it to the desktop, and you'll have a copy of it. So I'm just going to move this over a little bit, close up the things that are behind it. Probably even smarter yet would be to make a folder and just place this song in your folder. There's my new version of the song, and I wanted to make sure that I did indeed grab the one that was 30 seconds long, and we're done. We now have a new version of this song that's just 30 seconds long. We should probably go back in and change our original version so that the whole thing can play. And again, it's just as simple as right-clicking, going to Get Info, making sure you're under the Options tab, and then I'm just going to select that time, tab into this time, hit delete. So I just deleted both of them. I'll click on OK. As soon as I click OK, it puts back the original info in there, and I click on OK again, and now that one will play where it should. Now we go to Flash, and of course we'd set up our document properly with the right size stage and frames per second, and then we would go File, Import, and you have a choice of import to the stage or import to the library. You may as well just select import to the library because selecting import to the stage does the exact same thing. There is no way to get it directly into the movie. You first have to import it into the library. So we're just gonna, once this dialog box pops open here, we are going to navigate to where our song is, click on OK, and then it will put it into the library. And then it's just a matter of dragging it out of the library to where we want it. So I was on the desktop, and that song started with R. Actually started with the number of the song. Anyway, just click on it, open, and then either open up your library by going to Window and selecting Library from this list, but mine's already open. Click on my library, and right now there's only one item in the library, which is this song. And all I need to do now is just select the frame where I want it to go, which would be the first frame of the movie, and just drag this into the stage area. Okay, a little hard to tell, but then the music shows up here in this layer. If I extend the time frame out a little bit, you'll see it a little bit better. So I'll go out here, click F5. So this represents the sound waves that are inside of here. And it may help when you're looking for key things happening in that song to actually make this particular layer bigger. So you can right click on the layer itself, follow the choices down, and one of the last things you'll see is property. And then in here you could change the layer height, and you can change this back if it starts to feel too big later on. But here now you get a little bit better idea of what's going on. And this isn't a very percussive song, but you can imagine that where there's more activity here, there's probably something more heavy duty happening. So a good thing at this point would be to extend your timeline out to the end of the music, just so you can make sure that you did indeed get 30 seconds. So quickly, 24 times 30 seconds, 720. I can't quite get to 720 yet, but if I just put in F5 here, then it changes down here, gives me more scrolling area. So I'll go just past 720, and I should notice that the song runs out about there. Yep, right about 720. So that's perfect. Whole song is in there, ready to work with it. Another good idea would be to name this layer music, and you won't want to put anything else on this layer, so we'll just go ahead and lock it at this time as well. This is absolutely critical for the style of video that we're doing, is that you just click somewhere in here to select a waveform, go to your properties, and set sync to stream. Now the book does a pretty good job of explaining what these other sounds do. I'll give you an example. A lot of time you just want, like when you click on a button for for a sound, to make a sound like clink or whatever it is. But we are extremely concerned about how our music and our audio goes together, and that's what this mode stream does. Is it makes sure that the music stays right with what's happening on screen, even if it means at the expense of the video quality. So if it has to skip a few frames, like throw them out so that it makes sure that it stays right on track. That's not as common anymore with the better technology that we have, faster computers. But if someone was watching your video on an old computer and the audio couldn't keep up with it, rather than the music and the audio getting out of sync, it would just dump a few audio frames. It might look a little bad on the screen, but it would be back to looking like it should, looking and sounding like it should. And this next bit of information is very important too. In order to make a professional sounding, looking video, it can't just blurt out into a song. It needs to fade into the song, and at the end it needs to fade out. There's nothing worse than a video that just like ends in the middle of a sentence, you know, a vocal phrase or something like that. So what we need to do is go in here and edit this. So once again, what we do is click in here to select it. We're going to go to the properties, and we're going to go over here to where it says effect. And the easiest way to do this is just click on this pencil, which is essentially an icon to let you know that you're going to edit something in here. Takes you into this little dialog box. So what you have is a representation of the left channel and the right channel, and this is essentially the volume. So this bar being all the way to the top lets you know that that channel's full volume and that this channel's full volume. There's some preset effects in here. There is a fade in and a fade out, but I've always found that you're better off just to do it yourself, and it's simple enough to do it. Okay, but you do need to understand what you're looking at in here. So you can change this to either be in showing you how many frames in you are, but since we're talking about sound, it probably makes more sense to be in seconds. And then you can use this zoom in or zoom out. So now I'm looking at a total of 4 seconds on the screen, whereas before I was only looking at, you know, half or a quarter of a second. So you might think that just like a half a second is enough for a fade in. Generally, it's not. But let's try, now zoom out just a little bit more here. Let's try a 1 second fade in. So what I need to do is, by default, I have this beginning representation here. I need to put one at the area that I want it to fade into. So I come over here, click there at 1 second, and then I just drag the beginning down. So this represents what's going to happen to my volume. It's going to start out to 0, and over the course of a second it's going to go to full volume. So we do that again here. I had already clicked there. I just go to here, drag down, click OK, and then I'm going to preview the song by doing Command Return. So that would really depend on what's happening in my video. That was pretty quick, so we could go in very easily and make that go just a little bit longer. So we click in here to make sure that's activated in the properties, make sure we click on the pencil, and if I want that to go to, say, a 2 second fade in, and look how it automatically synced up the left and the right channels for us. Click OK, preview that once more. So it took a little bit longer for it to get in. And then what we need to do is the opposite at the end. So I'm going to click again on the tool here, and then I'm going to grab this slider, bring us all the way to the end of the song. And here we're going to make the choice of going all the way to 0 sound. So let's try this going from like 28.5, so it'll be like a second and a half, and we can always redo that. And so when I clicked here, it gave me this here and here, and then I'm going to go to the very end of the song, click, drag down, repeat on the other channel, and there's my fade out. So in other words, it's going from full volume all the way, hits here, volume starts to decrease. So I just click OK, and then I have to listen to the song to the end and just make sure that it's doing exactly what it should. Okay, I just paused that so you didn't have to listen to the whole song, but it should start to fade out at the end here soon. And you're going to compare this to what's going on your screen and fade it out. Some of them make sense to fade out very quickly. Others make sense to... There you go. So there was your fade out. And then by default, the song loops. And at any time, could be the next day after you've done some work in here, you decide that's not a long enough fade out. Same thing, just go in here, go towards the end. Maybe decrease the magnifying glass a little bit. Wrong way. Oh no, actually that's the right way. I just need to zoom back, scroll back a little bit here, and let's change that from a second and a half to about 2 seconds worth of fade out. Okay, let's try that on the top. Why is that not going? I don't know why that didn't let me grab it, but